Hey guys, welcome to a video here where I'm going to try and be figuring out what's going on with this printer. This is something I gave to one of my friends a little while back, and he came back to me recently and said that the bed isn't heating up anymore. So we're going to see if we can figure out exactly what's going on here. I just flipped it on and let's take a look. It does seem to be reading temperature, so let's go ahead. I'm going to try and heat up the bed here. Let's see what happens. Yep, and there is our thermal runaway protection. Doesn't feel like the bed ever heated up, so let's go ahead. We're going to shut it back down and let's start taking a look here and see if we can figure out exactly what's happening. Okay, so I just took the electronics panel off here, and I'll bring you guys around in a second so you can see what's in here, but I want to look at the board when we start heating up. There are some MOSFETs that have some LEDs on them, and those might tell us if we're looking at an issue with the board or something with the wiring to the bed or the bed itself. So give me a second here. I'm going to get the camera moved and I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. So in here, this is the board of the printer here. And this is where we're going to look. So let me actually go ahead. We're going to flip it on real quick. And then, so right here we can see we have some LEDs lighting up there. Those are a few of them. And I'm gonna tell the bed to heat up here again. And we should actually see another one turn on right by these wires here. I think it's right below the connector, and that'll let us know if the board is indeed sending power. So let's go ahead, let's do that here. Yep, so the bed is set to 40, and sure enough, we have one little red LED that came on there, and that's solid. That means there is power going out through the connector. So that's a good sign there. That means the board's probably still working. We aren't really seeing any other issues here with the board itself. So let's go ahead then. We can shut this down before it goes into thermal runaway. And let's start doing some continuity testing. I have my multimeter here, and we're gonna see if we can dig into this board a little more and see what's going on. So I have the machine unplugged here, and the first thing I want to check is there's a little connector. Maybe I can move this forward and show you guys. There's a little connector down here that connects power to the bed here. So the first thing I want to make sure is none of these wires have been clipped or anything like that. And let's just make sure the bed actually has a connection to the board. So let me go ahead and get this connector off. It's a little black piece that locks it in. Okay, and we have that disconnected. I have my multimeter here. So let's just go ahead, and we're gonna want to check, we're going to want to check and make sure these connectors are going all the way through. So we're going to get one up here on our terminal. And then I'm going to bring the other one over here. Okay, So we're good on one. Let's check the other. Okay. And then let me actually see. We should be able to see pretty easily if we have a bed short here as well. Okay, that's not ideal there. We only have 1 ohm of resistance coming off of the bed. So that is looking much more like the bed has shorted out here. Let me actually check that itself one more time. 2 ohms. We have 2 ohms coming off the bed. And let me actually go ahead. I'm going to pop the bed off the machine here, and we're just going to make sure everything looks okay off the bottom. Okay, and then to get the bed off here, it's really easy. We actually just have 4 of these big metal washers. These are actually the touch points for the nozzle leveling. So we just pull all of these off. They each have 1 little screw in them each, and then we can pop our glass off here. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. There's our glass plate. It's actually still looking pretty good. It does have a few little gashes in the PEI here and quite a bit of glue on it. I'll talk to him about that. You don't need that much glue. And then under there we have our heater. So let me get this guy out. Let's see here. Oh, a few more connectors. And I actually need cutters real quick. Let's see if we can zip tie rope. Did you cut it clean? Okay. And let's go ahead and let's grab this bed all the way off here. Well, let's see here. The bed itself is looking okay. 360 watt, 24 volt. Let me see. We're going to look at a little bit about this bed, see if we can find out some specs on it. We might have to just replace that guy there. Let me actually grab my vacuum real quick and I'll clean this up a little bit too. Okay, so I got the bed off here. I cleaned up underneath a little bit. There were some scraps of filament. And the heater looks okay. It doesn't look like anything has damaged it or anything like that. So it is kind of seeming like we just had the heater die, but I'm going to do one more test here just with it disconnected, just to see if we can get it to give us some power. Okay. Yeah, so let's see if this will heat up at all for us. Just pulled out of the printer a little bit so we can see. I'm wondering if a wire could have been shorted or something, but let's see here real quick. Okay, and it looks like our temperature is still reading there. Let's see if we can get some heat going to it at all. I did flip it on there. Does not look like we have any heat flow. So that is probably going to be, we have our MOSFET on. And both those connectors are tight. The board looks okay. It doesn't look like there's any damage on here. So, okay, let's go ahead. We'll flip that back off before it goes into thermal protection there. And then it looks like we're gonna have to get a new bed ordered here. So I'm gonna get that brought in, and then I'll get back with you guys once that arrives and we can get it installed. And I actually told him I'll get this printer all calibrated and everything, so it's ready to go right when he gets it back. But I think that's gonna be it for right now. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more, especially to finish up this printer right here.